Welcome back to Chelsea News TV, and today we're going to look at the Chelsea player ratings versus Aston Villa as we look at how the Blues players got on individually in their game versus Aston Villa. So the first person on the list is Edouard Mendy. For much of the opening 45 minutes, Chelsea were on the back foot and needed their goalkeeper to deliver. Mendy proved he was up to the task. The Senegal international produced an excellent reflex stop to protect Chelsea's lead and was reliable throughout with his handling. Undoubtedly one of Europe's best goalkeepers, and when it comes to Mendy's story and how he turned out to become Chelsea #1 goalkeeper, I think itself is a sensation and he gets an 8 for his performance. Next up we got Trevor Chalobah. Brought back into the starting 11, there was an early mistake from the academy graduate that Aston Villa failed to take advantage of. Chalobah quickly regained his composure and was kept busy as Aston Villa launched several attacks down the Chelsea right, stepped up again in the second half to help quell the threats of substitute Leon Bailey, and we once again see another Chelsea Academy graduate coming through the ranks playing and now getting the opportunity to impress after being that long spell at Lorient, and he gets a 7 for a performance. Next up we got Thiago Silva. The Brazilian only discovered he could feature in this match late last night. Given experience, it was little surprise that didn't impact him at all. Thiago Silva was flawless and stood up to Aston Villa's numerous attacks. He also made a crucial block in the first half to deny Ollie Watkins, and Thiago Silva's experience shows that he is one of the best centre-backs in the world, and he continues to deliver for the Blues as he continues to impress, and for his performance he deserves an 8. Next up, we got Antonio Rudiger. This was a trademark performance from Antonio Rudiger. There were a few smart interceptions, a couple darts forwards in possession, a frustrated glance or two at teammates, and a shot form at least 30 yards that went nowhere near the opposition goal. He's become remarkably consistent. And Rudiger is someone that has excelled under Thomas Tuchel, and he is someone that is getting strength to strength, and for his performance he deserves a 7. Next up we got Callum Hudson-Odoi, handed a start at right wing back, not his favourite role. The weaknesses in Hudson-Odoi's defensive game were exposed by Aston Villa in the first half, was moved into the forward line on the hour mark and looked far more comfortable, although did receive a verbal blushing from Thomas Tuchel for not finding a forward pass. And Callum Hudson-Odoi was someone that was going to move to Dortmund. Tuchel said he'd stay at the football club, and he did have an average game, and for his performance he deserves a 6. Next up we got Mateo Kovacic. When N'Golo Kante ruled out due to injury, Jorginho on the bench and Saul new to the Chelsea midfield, the responsibility was on Kovacic to step up and deliver, and he certainly did that. His assist for Lukaku's opener was sublime. The run, the pass, it was all perfect, and in the second period he capitalised on a Tyrone Mings mistake to deftly guide the ball beyond Jed Steer. The occasions which highlighted Kovacic's lack of defensive awareness, but he was deserving of an 8 for his performance. Next up we got Saul Niguez. The Spaniard was thrown straight into the starting 11 by Thomas Tuchel, and that proved a mistake as Saul struggled with the intensity of Aston Villa's pressing game. Throughout the first half he was caught in possession or lost the ball, and that was the springboard for several of the visitors' attacks. Saul was brought off at half time. That was no surprise. He will improve, of that there is no doubt, but this was certainly a debut to forget, and for his performance it's fair to say he deserves a 4. Next up we got Marcos Alonso. In the space of 12 months, Alonso has gone from being banished from the first team to captaining. Not a bad turnaround. Against Aston Villa, the Spaniard chugged up and down the left flank, but didn't carry his usual threat in the final third, and I think he had more of a defensive duty due to the fact that the other players around him were doing their business very well. And when it comes to Marcos Alonso, he is someone that has fully turned around. That's what you call a turning point in your career, and Alonso has delivered that very well, and for his performance it's fair to say he deserves a 6. Next up, we got Hakim Ziyech. With Mason Mount having featured regularly for England while on international duty, Ziyech was given an opportunity to impress as Chelsea's number 10. There were flashes of quality and a couple of excellent passes, but the Moroccan star wasn't able to replicate the kind of decisive performance he displayed in pre-season. But I think when it comes to Hakim Ziyech, he's a player that can, on a good day, perform a very good performance, but on a bad day, he still performs a decent performance, and for his performance he deserves a 6. Next up, we got Kai Havertz. The German was somewhat of a surprise starter given he suffered from flu during the international break and he struggles to impose himself on the contest. There were a couple of nice touches, but the threat that characterised his early season performances were missing, replaced not long after the hour, and you can clearly see that he wasn't 100% fit, he wasn't 100% ready to play at his best this game. But when it comes to Kai Havertz, get a decent performance, and for his performance today, it's fair to say he deserves a 6. Next up, we got Romelu Lukaku. Chelsea spent £97.5 million on the Belgian striker to make the difference in the key moments, to drag Chelsea to victory when not at their best. He did that at Stamford Bridge today. The composure and ruthlessness showcased by his opener was everything the Blues lacked in the penalty box last term, and his second goal, a powerful drive from the edge of the box, further highlighted his quality. 2 chances, 2 goals, elite. And for his performance today, it is very clear to see that he's a top level striker, a complete striker, and an 8 for his performance. In terms of the substitutes, we first got Jorginho, introduced in place of Saul Niguez at the half-time interval, and Chelsea were instantly improved. His importance highlighted again, and for his performance today, it's fair to say he deserves a 7, and it will be a shame that he has been linked to the likes of Italy and on a return after his Chelsea contract, and that will really miss him setting up the rhythm. Next up, we got Cesar Azpilicueta, brought on at right wing back to help shut down that flank. Rarely moved beyond the halfway line, but when he did tee up Romelu Lukaku second. He's the captain of Chelsea Football Club. He is a very good player, and in terms of Timo Werner, he's given the final 10 minutes, but he didn't have enough time to impact. But for Azpilicueta, he deserves a 7. But overall, these are my player ratings versus Aston Villa, and when it comes to Thomas Tuchel, he knows he has a very strong squad. The title charges on, and hopefully he starts to perform in European competition and only so domestic cup, something that even though the Chelsea fans are not interested in, the title, especially in the Premier League and the Champions League, are the 2 competitions that I expect Chelsea to impress in. So we will have to wait and see how Chelsea performs at the end of this season. If you want to see more daily videos from Chelsea News TV, make sure you click the subscribe button, hit the like button so I know you enjoyed the video, and share the video to your Chelsea friends and family. Click one of the videos on the screen and I'll see you there.